Hey guys, Anna Green here with Anna Be Changing. I'm here to help you believe in yourself again, take action, and create your story. So let's dive in. When you decide that there's something that you really want to do and you've got a big dream that you really want to tackle, you've made that decision, right? But maybe you should be getting really excited when you've made that decision. It's like it took you long enough to get there. It's nerve-wracking to get over those fears with that decision. Once you make it and you know that it's something that you want, it should be easy peasy and you're just all motivated and energized and you're ready to go and raring to go. But maybe you find yourself kind of stalling a little bit, or those brick walls that we've been talking about keep popping up all over the place. When that happens, that's when I'm going to ask you to dig a little deeper, do a little bit of a self-evaluation and see what's really going on. Because a lot of times what that is you're waiting. You're waiting for permission. A lot of times that will be waiting for permission from your spouse or your partner or your mom or your dad or your boss or your coworker or your daughter. Could be anybody who has a stake in you and your life and the relationship that you have. Maybe what you're dreaming about will cause a change in schedule, will cause you to not be able to just sit on the couch at night, that you're actually going to be having to do some work and some studying or things like that, or it's going to cause, a little bit of a upheaval in things. So you're asking permission from other people. What I want to ask you to do is make sure that you give yourself permission first. So what you got to do is take a step back and ask yourself kind of two questions. Am I ready? And am I worthy? So when you ask those questions, let's start with, am I ready? Are you ready to achieve what it is that you're looking for? If the answer is yes, fantastic. Move forward. You've got box 1 checked off. You can move to box 2. If the answer is no, then it's just like in the last episode I was talking about. What do you need to learn? How do you need to grow? What do you need in order to be ready for that? If you're asking yourself, am I worthy of this dream? And your answer is no, then we've got some more digging to do. So if you say you're not worthy of that, why? Why do you feel like you're not worthy of that? What is it that is so different between you and everybody else who's able to achieve their dreams? Everybody else in history that has been able to have that kind of success. What is it about you that you feel like you don't have that's so different that means that you are not worthy of that same success? What you might find with that is that you're kind of telling yourself a story. And that story may or may not be true, but a lot of times it's rooted in something that happened in your past. Maybe your story is that you're a quitter, that you don't finish things, that you're not good at studying, that you're not good at being consistent, that you're not good at putting yourself first. These are all stories that I told myself for a really, really long time. And they're all rooted in things that have happened in the past. But what you're doing now is you're asking yourself to do something different. You're challenging yourself to do something even greater than you've ever tried before. So that story might not be true. So you need to sit there, figure out what that story is, if it's true or if it's just fear popping up in a different little form, and decide what you're going to do about that. Are you going to take that and accept that and call it a day? Or are you going to challenge that a little bit and maybe find a new story to create for yourself that'll help you to move forward? You don't have to give yourself permission to succeed right away. That could be a really huge thing for you. All you have to do is give yourself permission to take the first step. One step. Maybe that one step is give yourself permission to apply for whatever it is. Give yourself permission to ask for more information from the person that you're going to be working with. Give yourself permission to take one step. Because if you don't have that belief in yourself, If you're not convinced that you can do it, if you're not solid in your reasoning for why it's a good thing and why it's important for you, when you go and you seek that validation and confirmation and encouragement from the other people in your life that you have relationships with, you're going to be so easily swayed by anybody who has any sort of a negative opinion or who might have that same kind of story that you were just having for yourself. You will not be able to stand your ground, and any sort of self-doubt that you might struggle with in your life is going to pop right up. What I want to challenge you to do is a little exercise with this. So when we're going back to talking about, are you worthy of achieving the dream that you've set in front of yourself, I want you to write down every single reason you can come up with why you are not worthy of achieving that. Every story that you're telling yourself. What are your reasons why you are not worthy of achieving this? Because all of those things are swimming around in your brain. They might be hiding, but let's just get them out. Get them all out in the open on that piece of paper. And then once you're done with that, don't stop in the middle. Don't question any of it. Nope. Just put it on the paper. Get it all down. When you're done with that, then go back and I want you to challenge every single thing that's on that paper. Challenge that thinking. Challenge that story. Create another story for yourself. And the last question you should ask yourself when you get through that exercise is, am I willing to do the work for this? Because if your answer to that is no, then what you're again telling yourself is you are not worthy of the work that it takes to accomplish that. So if that's where you're sitting, then you got to take a step back again, right? So I'm just asking you to evaluate these things. That the barriers come up, don't just look at them and turn the other way. Do that evaluation, and then you'll be better empowered. You'll have better tools to knock down that wall. And if that wall or a similar looking wall comes up later on, you'll be able to knock that down so quickly because you'll recognize it. You'll know it's a story. It's all lessons along the path as those brick walls come up, and you're able to knock them down.